Welcome to Timeless Words, where we bring you the wisdom of history's greatest thinkers and leaders. Today, we explore the words of a man who changed the course of history, Alexander the Great. A brilliant strategist, fearless warrior, and visionary leader, Alexander created one of the largest empires the world had ever seen by the age of 30. But beyond his conquests, his words reveal the mind of a man driven by ambition, courage, and destiny. Let us discover the famous quotes of Alexander the Great and the timeless lessons they hold for us today. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. This quote shows the power of leadership. A great leader can inspire ordinary people to achieve the extraordinary, while poor leadership can weaken even the strongest. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. Alexander believed in determination. For him, effort and courage mattered more than limits. His words remind us that persistence opens doors where obstacles seem immovable. Remember, upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all. Every action has consequences. Alexander reminds us that responsibility and discipline are not just personal virtues, but qualities that affect entire communities and nations. I would rather live a short life of glory than a long one of obscurity. For Alexander, honor and greatness mattered more than comfort. His words challenge us to think. Do we value living safely or living with purpose? Without knowledge, skill cannot be focused. Without skill, strength cannot be brought to bear. Without strength, knowledge may not be applied. This quote reveals his respect for balance between wisdom, training, and strength. True success requires not just raw power, but the harmony of mind, skill, and action. Remember, upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all. He valued discipline. Each soldier's courage and loyalty held the fate of the empire. In life, too, our personal actions ripple out and affect those around us. Glory crowns the deeds of those who expose themselves to danger. Alexander knew that greatness does not come without risk. To achieve something remarkable, one must be willing to step into uncertainty and face fear. There is nothing impossible to the man who will try. He often repeated this sentiment. His belief in action, not excuses, was the driving force behind his legendary accomplishments. For my part, I would rather excel in knowledge of the highest secrets of philosophy than in arms. Though known as a conqueror, Alexander admired learning. He studied under Aristotle and believed wisdom was greater than mere strength. I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. These words show his deep respect for Aristotle, his mentor. He reminds us that teachers shape not just knowledge, but the very way we live our lives. I had rather excel others in the knowledge of what is excellent than in the extent of my power and dominion. True greatness to Alexander was not just in empire, but in wisdom. Knowledge, he believed, was a more lasting legacy than conquest. An army of sheep led by a lion will defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. This powerful metaphor emphasizes again the strength of leadership. The vision, courage, and direction of one leader can change the fate of thousands. Sex and sleep alone make me conscious that I am mortal. This quote reflects his awareness of human vulnerability. Despite his almost godlike ambition, he knew he was still human, subject to the same needs as all people. There is nothing impossible to the man who will try. A motto he lived by. These words echo through history as a message of resilience. They remind us that even the greatest victories begin with the courage to try. Remember, excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. Alexander valued discipline and effort. For him, greatness was not luck, but something earned through training, patience, and willpower. I would rather live one day as a lion than 1,000 as a sheep. This line reflects his boldness. He preferred a life of risk, courage, and glory over a long life of timidity and obscurity. Through every generation of the human race, there has been a constant war, a war with fear. Alexander reminds us that the greatest enemy is not always outside us, but within us. Conquering fear is the first step toward conquering the world. Heaven cannot brook two sons, nor earth two masters. These words capture his belief in destiny and singular greatness. He saw himself as chosen to rule, and with that came both ambition and responsibility. I had rather live a life of excellence than one of ease. Comfort was never his goal. For Alexander, life was meant to be a pursuit of greatness, a journey of challenge and triumph.